everybody, and welcome to Reed's Read Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. Check us out, the SpiderManCrawlspace.com. Well, guys, I'm here for the big anniversary issue of 975, better known as number 11 in the current volume, by writer Joe Kelly and artist by John Romita Jr. and Pepe Larraz, with a little bit about Sade Cullen. So we talk a little bit here as we had the big 975 as we try to figure out what is with the two Spider-Mans. So was it good? Was it Was it what was that? I can say all three are kind of in part of this for a couple of reasons, and I'll try to be as honest as possible in my review. So let's get into the pros. Number one, I did like the opening here where we have the new Spider-Man fighting the fake Peter Parker. And it's actually a good fight as we kind of see these two go into it. And pretty much we all called it. I know I called it that Peter was, of course, Ben Reilly when it gets revealed that he's actually, Chasm, and that the fact is the fight, which of course was figured out. It's actually a good history, and I also like the fact that the book is actually continuing with the story plots. Joe Kelly actually bringing back the Hobgoblin, actually bringing Tombstone in here, and also explain what just happened recently with everything with the last fight with the Shocker during the new Spider-Man. The fact it's all connected. There's fun thing is Tombstone is trying to keep his gang war going, but he's also trying to hold the streets there, which I really do like, and how Spider-Man is causing those issues. And it's really nice that Kingsley, of course, brings up he's got a big plan, it's still in motion, and he wants to make a deal for right now so he can get that button in motion. It's really good, as well as the other thing that Norman Osborn as Spider-Man is actually a very interesting piece here. To now, of course, he's not the first villain to do it. But the fact that Norman has set himself up, explains the costume as Spider-Man, it actually gives a very interesting dynamic here. Why we got Ben Reilly being Peter's life, with of course Janine just on his side again, as Felicia says in the storyline, how it's a little bit of a kind of redhead thing, which I'll talk about a little bit. It is interesting to see how this dynamic is going to work. And also, the more the fact is, will the fight and everything else with Norman actually cause a person? As we know, the Green Goblin is going to probably be going away, probably be coming back by issue 1000. But that's really the best positives I had. And why the art is incredible by John Romita Jr. I thought this was old school fight with him. It just worked, as well as Pepe Rosa with this Cosmic Spider-Man, which I'll talk in a little bit too. I just feel like we're just missing something. The one thing that sticks out the most is Aunt May's new boyfriend Rick. The way he's acting, saying that Peter's been issued the text messages from him saying, and kind of how Ben has kind of basically pushed Aunt May to the side, doesn't care about her, and of course Aunt May is thinking, oh, Peter just doesn't want meeting anymore. And then Rick's like, yeah, he's your kid's a kind of a loser and he's kind of an ass. So why should why should he even be involved with him? I got better things to do. The flashbacks were nice on that, but I feel it's like overkill. Where we've been through this before, Aunt May doubting Peter's love for her, not wanting to be part of her life, and this other guy who we've barely only met a couple issues ago thinks he understands who Peter is and everything. We've been there. We've done that. Same thing too with Black Cat coming in here. The biggest piece is Ben knows apparently something happened between the final fight between Hellgate and Peter, but like he says, he cuts to her and say, "You're asking the wrong question. The question is, why doesn't he want to come back? Like he knows exactly, like, oh yeah, Peter's out there, but he's never going to come back." And he's his own choice. We find out that's actually complete crap coming on later. But the fact we still do not know what was going on with Hellgate. Even more, it leads up to when we finally find Peter. He's on the other side of the galaxy in a planet that's been, of course, war in terms of the current Imperial storyline. First of all, I like the fact that the Cosmic Marvel Universe is having an effect, and it's affecting other books, not just with all new Venom, but also Spider-Man, the Avengers, and other things. Cosmic Marvel Universe has been kind of ignored the last couple years, which seems to happen every decade. It's great and wonderful, and then all of a sudden things change. But at the same time, is with the whole mystery too, like Peter gets stronger, and the fact he gets kidnapped by Doctor Starbrand, who basically kind of wants to use him as a pet, not a specimen, and the fact that Peter goes against them. I do like the Flex suit since it is part of the Technarch. As a huge, huge fan of the Phalanx and Warlock from All New Mutants, I really do like how this suit works. It's actually kind of a nifty kind of suit. Reminds me a little bit of the nano suit from the Spider-Man cartoon series in the late 90s there, as well as a little bit of what's been done with some of the other things with the Iron Spider. It's kind of a cool little effect too, but at the same time, we kind of saw the story coming up where Starbrand was going to backstab and Peter was going to have to do the right thing and him being stronger, which still does make sense. It feels like we're dry. Same thing with the mysterious villain that shows up saying sic sepra monstrum, which is actually Latin for not all monsters will last, basically saying whoever this was who sent that cyborg against Norman Osborn, remember back in issue 1, is apparently got this in. Who this is, and the fact is we're kind of seeing things, so they're aware that Norman Osborn is now the new Spider-Man. I mean, what's going on? It's a cool, interesting mystery, but the question is, who is this person in the armor? What is really going on? And why are they using a Latin term? Basically, it means not old tyrants laugh, so eventually they fall. It's end thing. And of course, the ending, which will lead to the split here with Peter having his own versions of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, the fact that he knows Rock and everything, we're getting our new Symbia uh, character in a couple of these other areas, it's kind of going to be weird. We know that Peter is stuck in the other galaxy, other side of the galaxy because of the Imperium War, which is why he's not able to get there and why they had One Piece over in the all new Venom recently revealed about Null returning was because they were able to get through that battle and everything. So we kind of see that Peter is trying to get back to Earth, but he's got to navigate here with, of course, a bunch of Lucis things and, of course, former members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The joke is funny, and I will say this. I love the cosmic side of things. I think the flex suit is actually a cool concept, but we're still being the bigger mystery. What was with Hellgate to do this? I like the fact that Joe Kelly showed that the reason Ben Reilly got more interested in Peter's life again is what happened during the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. That, as he said, because of the connection and Peter being brought, it was like their spider senses were connected, especially since his had been messed up with the nanoparticles, that he felt him dying, coming back to life, and that kind of made him come in. We still don't know exactly what was the big thing where Ben said, aha, I can replace him, and Janine's going to go over it, and why Peter ended up on the other side of the galaxy to get stronger with the whole little silk steel spirit thing, which is connected to Hellgate, which is mystery. We don't know what is going on. It's still the big black box mystery, and it seems like Joe Kelly knows what it is. He just feels like drawing it out. Guys, it needs to be an interesting storyline. I get now the books are going to do with Kelly worrying about the Ben Reilly, Norman Osborn Spider-Man back on Earth and all the storylines going that. Why suddenly is going to be worried about everything in the cosmic with Peter. The truth is, both writers are capable. The thing is, I don't know why this was necessary. It gets me attention for things. I think the artwork's cool, and I love the cosmic universe. So that'll throw a little bit of the bias towards me. But in the long run, I'm not quite sure what this book wants to be right now, despite the fact that the mysteries are there. I definitely can bite on those because they're kind of cool, and I would like to know what it is. But I got the biggest one with Hellgate, which is what happened. Why did Black Cat not know about it? Why was she suspicious of Ben Reilly but never did anything until this fight happened? And really, what does Ben Reilly really want? It sounds more like he just wants to deal with Peter's civilian life, have a life, an apartment, a girlfriend with Janine, and that's it. He doesn't care about being Spider-Man. He's Chasm, and that's just who he's going to be. Go, Norman. Whatever. I'll give it a C because there are some very things, and I like the mysteries competing, especially with the Hobgoblin. I do like what's going on thing. I do kind of want to know what's going to happen with Peter as he's trying to get back to Earth as that part of the storyline goes. But the biggest still thing is what was the point of Hellgate? What really happened? Why is Ben Reilly so vague about things? And even more, it's because the plot is demanding it. He could have just simply said, "Hey, this happened to him. He got done. I took my opportunity. I didn't do anything with Peter. My question is, why hasn't he come back yet?" That's all I can say. I just know he's not dead. He's out there in the galaxy. The question is, why is he not back yet? Because knowing Peter, he should be here. That's all Ben Reilly had to say, and the story would have still worked. And then that way, Norman and Black Cat could have just kept an eye on that. Why Norman tries to go cosplay as Spider-Man, why this mysterious villain tries to wipe them out, why also trying to figure out what the Hobgoblin is really up to. That would work fine for the storyline. While the other one is about Peter coming back to Earth. But basically, is we want to put Peter in space because we rather not have him in the main book. Whatever, folks. Whatever. Still gets a C. Not bad, but I don't know what this book wants to be. On that note, if you'd like to hear me rant and rave about what Spider-Man is and is not, where I am biased on Cosmic Universe Marvel comics and so forth, please think of like and subscribe to this channel. We definitely like it. It helps the algorithm and spreads everything else too. And of course, for more guys, of course, check us at SpidermanCrawlspace.com. Check us on our adventure social media. It's definitely our Discord and websites. Check out our Twitch live streams and of course our monthly podcast episodes. And with that note, guys, I'm out of here. I will see everybody later on the Crawl Space.